And road conditions continue to be a problem for drivers across the mid-state. We now go to TDOT's Heather Jensen on the phone with us. Good morning, Heather. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
So we've been dealing with icing and now flooding. How are road conditions out there this morning from what you're hearing?
They're not great. We knew that this weather event would present its own set of challenges because we still had a little bit of ice on our roadways, especially on the state routes, which we weren't able to focus a lot on. We've been focusing our attention on the interstates because they are a priority for TDOT. And so we still have a few icy patches on our interstates, and the problem that we have now is with it raining, we do have a little bit of flood potential, but we also have that rain creating sort of a sheen, and people are really misjudging whether or not that is ice or water. And so if we can get folks to stay off the roadway a little bit longer today so that we can have the opportunity to get out there and clear it, that would be ideal.
So you do still have trucks out there on the roads?
Oh, yes. They have been out there since yesterday, pretty much nonstop. They have been using the salt and the snow plows. Fortunately, the warmer weather has allowed our salt to really do its job, but we still have some spots that have some of that thick ice from earlier this week, and people have to remember, just as you guys were hearing in your weather report, the ground has been frozen for over 4 days, and so anything hitting the ground has that potential to freeze. And even though we're right above or hovering around the freezing mark, that doesn't make things magically disappear. We still have work to do.
All right, and you've been dealing with the icing, but now with this flash flooding, what's your advice for drivers as far as that?
Again, primarily if we can get people to stay off the roadways just a little bit this morning, give us a little bit of time to clear a little bit of the ice. That way we're only dealing with water. Not that that is, perfectly fine and people can just go full tilt, but just gives us a little bit of opportunity and taking away one of those hazards. Yes, roadways, we're working on those in terms of the drains that have been blocked by frozen water. We're working on clearing that as well. So hopefully if we have a little bit more time to work those roadways, we can make that ponding less of an issue.
Exactly. Tell us about this backup we've been hearing about on the interstate over on 40 in the Pegram area. We understand that this was not due to the weather, but bridge construction. Is that right?
No, that was actually due to the weather. We had a lot of tractor trailers that were out there overnight, and our salt trucks couldn't get through because of the tractor trailers being there and blocking the way. So we had difficulty getting out there as well. But yes, it was weather issues. We were working on getting out there. Once we salted, we got the traffic flow moving. But that is a tricky area for us. It always causes a bit of a problem due to the terrain. It's a bit hilly. It's got a lot of shaded areas. So we always have to work really hard on that area. And again, traffic is moving out there. But yes, it did pose a problem overnight.
Gotcha. Well, we know that the TDOT folks have just been working round the clock, and we appreciate all that they have been doing to try and clear the interstates and the highways for us. Thank you so much for joining us, Heather.
Thank you.
All right. As Kelly said, some mildly warmer temperatures are in our future, and that is bringing with it some concerns of flooding, as Heather mentioned there. So where will all the water go when things start to thaw out? Early this morning, Metro water crews headed out to patrol the streets. They are out cleaning some of the storm drains. News Channel 5's Matthew Torres is out in the South Nashville area. You have been out checking out the area. Actually, I understand you're in Bellevue now, checking out the road conditions as well as the flooding. How have things been, Matthew?
Well, Jennifer, just like what TDOT says, ice is still an issue out here. Now, in certain parts of the area, we've seen ice melting quickly, but we are still in Bellevue, just off of Old Hickory Boulevard, where, as you can see, there is still a good layer of ice. Now, this is just a road that leads up to residential property. I want to point out the hill, actually, and there is still a car that is stranded there because of the ice. So no doubt this morning it can still be a headache for people trying to get out of this area, which is my next thing. Try to not step out or just avoid the roads if you can. Now, from what TDOT says, they are trying to help out with the potential of localized flooding by clearing out drains like these. Now, this is pretty clear in itself, but as you can peer right through, it is filling up very, very fast with the water, with the ice melting into the drain. So no doubt they will be very busy. Now, to show you how fast water is melting. We shot some video from 11th Avenue in downtown earlier where it just shows water profusing down the road. That's certainly trickling down very fast. So that could be the sight that many people are seeing this morning. So with the crews, they are planning to either water pressure the drains to help out with the potential of flooding, and the heavy ponding, and either crews will just have to manually clear out the drains. So a lot of work still ahead of them, and hopefully it's just heavy ponding and not the risk of heavy flooding. So I will make sure to keep an eye out on the roads and the conditions out here on the streets. For now, we are reporting live in Bellevue. I'm Matthew Torres, News Channel 5 HD.
All right, Matthew, thank you.